awesome wrestling entertainment podcast presented by Clovercrest Media is what you AEW fans have been looking for. Noah Cross and Tyler Bard give their take on every week's episode of Dynamite. If you are a massive AEW fan, then it is time to join us every Sunday at noon Eastern Standard Time. Stay crossum.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the HHW Show podcast, the hard-hitting wrestling show sponsored by Clovercrest Media. That's right. Check out clovercrestmedia.com for the latest podcasts, variety of them, from crime to sports, you name it, it's there. Check them out, clovercrestmedia.com. Also, visit my website, hhwshow.com, for the latest news on professional wrestling. Today, we are having, let's put it this way, I'm recapping of what had happened in Northeast Wrestling. That's right, NEW. I'm a big fan. I made my presence last Sunday, and I was at an awe. That's right. I was very excited. Positive emotions, not only for myself, but my son as well. Awesome entertainment. I just, literally, I got videos to play, things to show you, because independent wrestling is a spot really to meet all these future superstars that we may see on television. All right. Also, the Universal Championship is pretty interesting, the direction they're going in on SmackDown. And does everybody need a superhero in their life? I got that and much more here on the HHW show, but I want to bring in my buddies here. Hector and Frank, guys, thank you for joining me. It's a lovely Wednesday night. Also, this is our last night on Wednesday because we're going to move back to Tuesday nights because of conflict of schedule. But, hey, the show is still going on. We got the road to Money in the Bank. But first, Northeast Wrestling. Last week, we had Keith Youngblood, the rare breed, that I'm going to say bleed. The rare breed. Keith Youngblood is the new live champion.
We got you.
So
yeah,
you had to say he's the new champion.
No, it's called the Northeast Wrestling Live Champion.
The NEW,
which is just one under than the actual heavyweight championship belt. It's like the United States Championship.
Right, or the Intercontinental Champion.
Right, I was a little bit confused at first until I got clarified last week. You know, it's just, you got two main belts that's in that Northeast Wrestling, which is pretty amazing. But that main event, that Keith Youngblood and Brad Hollister, it was awesome. I'd like to, at least before we start talking about Northeast Wrestling, let me give you guys a video clip dedicated to him and his congratulatory win. Here we go.
I grew up loving wrestling. This is something I can do. Other than that, I'm a music fan. Love classic rock, hair metal, all that fun stuff. The Ricky Steamboat High Cross is a move that's won me many matches. I also use the Texas Cloverleaf. I mean, that's the plan, right? Onward and upward is always the trajectory you want to have. I said, look, I promised my fans, I promised my family, I was going to leave the first Northeast Wrestling show back as a champion. Mop's not going to be there. You need to give me Brad. Brad found an edge, and he found a mean streak, and it's working for him. The dude is an animal. He's got a crazy amateur background. I made a promise, and I'm going to keep my promise. And this Sunday is going to be the start of the Rare Breed Championship Tour.
No more waiting. Prepared to hand over that shiny live championship. As Keith Youngblood is bringing it home. Sweet home.
And there you have it. Keith Youngblood is the new live champion. Congratulations to you. I hope you're watching our show. And the one thing that they kept chanting there at the Waterbury Pal was "No more waiting, no more waiting," and he kept his promise, man. I mean, the odds against him was a lot, man. Let me tell you. The match started. The bell didn't even ring. Let's put it that way. Brad Hollister chased after him, and he started beating him down. Then it got to a little altercation outside the ring, and by the time they went back in the ring, even the ring announcer was just waiting. Hey, when do I ring the bell? When do I ring the bell? And finally, when the bell rang, I mean, it was nonstop action for the both of them. Guys, you guys would have been out of your seat the way this match went, but so many times that Youngblood could have got pinned. He kicked out of it numerous times, man. I lost count. But when he came back, it was a wrap, and everybody was on their feet. That energy inside that PAL building, okay, was phenomenal. It's very hard to explain. I felt more live there than that I have done in a WWE event, right?
And why would you say that? I mean, because we're talking about independent wrestling versus the main roster of WWE. Why would you say? Give us a background, a little bit about why there was more energy there than you would at a live event, because you've been to WWE live events, like you said.
Right. But the fans there, they've been there before. I asked around, and there's another video clip. You can see the crowd. These guys, the crowd there, they've been there before. They follow these superstars all over the Northeast, especially in Connecticut, whether it was Bethany, Connecticut, or Waterbury. They were supposed to have it in Southington, Connecticut, but it got relocated. But look, there's just people that there, and they get to know these guys personally, and then they know their gimmick, and it's just like, first of all, they're giving it their all, right? Because their goal is they want to reach to the top, right? Mm-hmm. So it's just like professional sports versus college sports. You're going to get more of the college players because they're doing their ultimate best just to make it to the top, right? So that's what I've seen here. Now, don't get me wrong. There were some, botches here and there. Very not that easy to see. But when you see my son, who was there in front row, his reaction was more to NEW than what he had done on the Raw episode of WWE. And the last pay-per-view one was Money in the Bank 2 years ago, where I think the biggest surprise there was Brock Lesnar showing up, right? Everyone's cheering, but that was that one moment. Here, you got all kinds of stuff happening, and everybody's a different character. So you don't see the same old, like the same routine over and over again like you expect on WWE. I think maybe that's the reason. But they're high flying, they're fast. I mean, they're acrobatic. And not only just the men, but the women themselves as well. Like Megan, forgive me if I mess up the name, but I know it's Superstar Megan, right? And Tina San Antonio. I remember San Antonio because last week we were talking about, she must be from Texas.
Yeah.
Seriously, she is from New York. I don't know how that happened, but it is what it is.
So would you say that the wrestlers' interactions with the fans is what probably do it compared to WWE?
I believe so. And soon, like I said, when the doors open, they open at 2:00 Eastern time. The superstars there are pretty much, around the building against the walls. They got their station. They're selling their merchandise and stuff like that. You can meet and greet, and not just one person, everybody. Matt Tavern was there from Ring of Honor. He was a special guest there, and he hinted everybody that he may be coming back to NEW to fight. So I'm like, man, this is exciting, And then, like I said, you're able to meet everybody. Everything's affordable. It's not expensive. And like I said, the hospitality in that building with the employees there at PAL to the superstars and everybody else, everyone is welcome. And that's what I liked about NEW.
You had mentioned, that you've seen a couple of blotch moves. I would say, for wrestling at that level, you expect that, to make those mistakes at that level, because when you get up to the big leagues like the WWE or, Impact or New Japan, people kind of criticize you. The fans kind of criticize the wrestlers at that level when they botch a move, saying, you shouldn't have done that. You knew better. But wrestlers at this level, I feel like, hey, make those mistakes now, so you could get better at it, as long as you don't hurt yourself and hurt your opponent. You know what I'm saying?
The one thing that I like, this match here probably stole the show in the first half because there were breaks in between, right? And so these are Waves and Curls. They come out with the song by Whitney Houston. I want to dance with everybody. I wanted to feel the heat with somebody, right? So that song is playing, and there's a big crowd behind me dancing. Shut up, Frank. I hate you. But anyway, so Trayvon Jordan and Jalen Brandon, right? These guys hyped up the place, okay? And then they went against Club Cam. Now the manager is Nikki Duke, right? And I'm gonna tell you something. The crowd around me were booing at Club Cam, right? They were saying all these things,
Sorry.
And everyone's telling them to shut up, right? And then she comes around the corner and telling us to shut up, right? Which I didn't say nothing, but my son was saying something, and all she did to Jovi was blew a kiss, and then he was quiet.
He was mesmerized.
He was. I was like, look at this guy here, and I was like, I cannot believe it. Look at here. I already got comments here. SCW Steve, I need a karaoke night with Ovi. I gotta drink some, but my friend, me and you would do a duo about Whitney Houston. But anyhow, but look, it's just the interaction right there that I'm telling you about, like every single one. And then the manager Jared, which we'll see in the video. He's hanging on the floor because he just got his ass whooped. All right. And then he got dragged outside the ring too, which was hilarious. It was comical. But you can see here, Rare Breed, Keith Youngblood, Northeast Live champion. He said you told him to do that for his victory, Hector.
Yeah.
And he went on and started playing that guitar.
That's what
right?
I'm talking about. And
for him to come to our corner, right? And the guy there, I forgive me if you're watching this show. Forgive me. I will definitely find out. There's Felix Vasquez. He was there too. He was sitting right behind us, and he could tell you that all that talking that he was doing when she gave him that kiss, he wasn't talking no more. His son turned red, big old blush. Yes. But hey, it was a fabulous show. I'm going back next month. There's another one called the Heat Wave that's happening in Waterbury, Connecticut on July 17th. I already got tickets from there. I'm actually sitting on the other side. My boy Felix and his partner Jay, they got the same seats that they're gonna be at. So like once they started mentioning, you have people on their cell phones just reserving tickets already. So that's how good it is. However, let me go ahead and I'll continue with the video, and then we'll move on to SmackDown and Raw. So here we go. And there you have it, man. NEW, again, Resurgence. This is their first event coming out of the pandemic. So no more waiting. Congratulations to Keith Youngblood. Well deserved. And one more clip here, as you can see, him celebrating with myself, especially the guy on his right side. He's also a podcaster. Definitely got to I'll give you all the intel. On hhwshow.com, you can find more pictures and everything else. July 2nd, they'll have Bridge Bar Brawl, but that is located in New York. Again, awesome event, Wrecking Ball versus the new champion, Dan Moff. That's the guy that Youngblood wanted to go against. He's claiming that he is scared of him, but he ended up going for the live championship. And Saturday, July 17th, Quick McKay, she is from the Ring of Honor. She's going to go against Mandy Leon. That's going to be awesome. And, of course, Enzo will be there as well. So those of you that are here in the Connecticut area or in the region, you want to get your tickets because they're selling quick. And I won't be surprised it's already sold out. But, hey, they've been doing it for 26 years. And as we found out last week, AJ Styles, Adam Cole, Bobby Lashley, there's a amount of superstars. They're on TV between AEW and WWE that were former Northeast Wrestling superstars. So definitely, check them out. You can follow them on their YouTube channel. I'm catching up to all the past. They had one hell of a year in 2019. Especially like Dean Ambrose or John Moxley. He was also participating in Northeast Wrestling. So, but hey, let's move on forward to what's going on SmackDown. Here we are. And let me tell you this, that Seth Rollins wanted a shot at the Universal Championship and addressed it with Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville. However, Edge interrupted Roman Reigns' celebration at the end of SmackDown. Rollins found out on Talking Smack that an official match had been scheduled for Money in the Bank, and it's Reigns versus Edge for the Universal Championship. So I'm going to ask you guys right now, what do you think is going to happen next on SmackDown?
Ooh, where do we start? This is going to be interesting. You look at the Money in the Bank, contract match, the history of it. Okay, the latter part of the history so far, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns have been part of this, whether they're winning the contract or somebody's cashing in on them. So Roman Reigns better be careful. I know he's the tribal chief, the head of the table, but he's gonna have to really be on his P's and Q's right now. With if someone out of SmackDown decides to come out with that briefcase, come next month, because he did lose it. Sheamus did cash in on him. Braun Strowman tried to cash in on him. So he's better be careful, because Seth Rollins, I think he's going to be part of this somehow, some way, if he wants to go after that title.
So you're saying that Seth Rollins is going to jump ship and go for the Money in the Bank briefcase?
I'm believing that he will be one of the participants, and he's going to get a qualifying match, and I think he'll win it.
Okay, so let's wait. Let's save that for later on that one real quick, okay? Let's suppose Money in the Bank briefcase was not a factor right now. Frank, you just found out, right? You just found out someone was messing with something that you want the most. What would you do?
I would go after Edge first. Get Edge out of the picture.
Okay.
If I can't get Edge out of the picture, then not a problem. I'll go after Roman. I'm gonna get my way somehow in the match. Make it a triple threat then.
I don't want to see a triple threat.
I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan, but
I think the triple threat match is a cop out for Roman Reigns.
Why would it be a cop out? He's proven that he can win it.
But okay, but for having an assistance of something else. Remember, Edge is back to do a one-on-one match because Daniel Bryan got in the way. He wants a fair share one-on-one. That's it.
And don't you see the same situation again right now with Seth Rollins now taking Daniel Bryan's spot? This is just going to become another episode of a triple threat because it's like nobody can seem to get Roman Reigns one-on-one. Yes, I think
Everybody wants a piece of the pie.
so. Seth Rollins looks like he's gonna have to deal with Edge, or Edge is gonna have to deal with him.
What they say?
Maybe have a match between Edge and Rollins to determine who's gonna go after it.
Well, it's already official though that it's
Yeah,
Edge
but
versus Roman Reigns.
how many times have we had something official? Okay, and you know what? They changed the script on us, saying, you know what? Okay, Edge is gonna go against, Rollins to see who's gonna face Reigns.
Okay, this pay-per-view is gonna be a live crowd. I'm gonna be there live. Who's to say that they will not give us the biggest surprise ever and have Edge win that title? And if Seth Rollins was to be in the contract match, cash in on him. Now it causes more of a chaos.
Hold on for a second, though. But what you're talking about is if they have the Money in the Bank at the very beginning of the show, right?
Yeah.
And have that at the main event.
Yeah.
And we have a repeat what happened at WrestleMania when Seth Rollins cashed it in, made it a triple threat match, and took the title.
I mean, to give the fans what they want for a live crowd for the first pay-per-view since almost a year and a half, this would be insane.
Yes,
between these three. So
I want you to look at this shirt right now. And Hector, what did you notice on this new shirt from Edge?
You know what? It threw me off when I saw this. Okay. I mean, it caught me off guard when I saw the word Iconoclast. I was like, wait a minute. Okay. Let me start going back to school here. What is this word meaning here? And, I feel like Edge had to be careful with this, you know what I'm saying? Because with all the whole Black Lives Matters and, all these movements that we talked about last year during the pandemic. But I think, when we look at the word iconoclast, we're talking about a characteristic, of someone attacking a belief or an institution or whatever the case be. And I think he's focusing that word on the tribal chief himself, calling himself the head of the table. He's calling himself something that he believes that he is. And so that's where I think that word is coming in, because it threw me off when I saw it Friday. I was like, watching SmackDown at the time that it is here Central Time, I'm not trying to think of what going back to school, like, what's this word? And why is there a star there? I'm like, hold on here, time out. Now I got to start educating myself all over again, because that's not a word that you see every day.
No, you're right. We don't see that word again. But now, going to you, Frank, we're now going to turn this over to Speaking It Real. For what we heard, what Hector said, the meaning of Iconoclast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that what's going on in today's society?
Yeah, completely.
Right? We got people that's always going against someone's belief or someone's institution, their way.
Always.
I mean, we're still combating people to get their shots, to get vaccinated, to prevent for the spread of the coronavirus. There's, like you said, Hector, Black Lives Matter. There's this and that. Matter of fact, Trump is having a rally to try to beef things up for the 2024 election. I mean, there's just so many pieces, there's so much chaotic going on in this nation that, there is a lot of, I'm going to mess up this word, iconoclast, right? That people need to wake up. And I'm glad that a person like Edge, like you said, he's being careful about it, targeting Roman Reigns because he is claimed that he is head of the table, and then you also have Seth Rollins, who's crazy himself, to bring that into light into this picture. It makes a whole lot of sense of what's going on in today's world.
It is, because when you break that word down in the Greek meaning, icon meaning image, and class meaning breaker. So he's like an image breaker. He's trying to break the image of the head of the table, the tribal chief, which is self-proclaimed. So, yeah. There goes a little history lesson there for you guys.
Very indeed. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. But hey, it's official today. And you know what, Frank? You're right. It could always change because every match card could be scheduled differently and stuff like that, right? But as of right now, the WWE Championship at Money in the Bank is Roman Reigns versus Edge. Also, another championship match happening is Bobby Lashley versus Kofi Kingston. Can Kofi Kingston bring back that Kofi Mania? It's hard to determine, especially now that Xavier Woods is coming back. I kind of like the direction they're going in, but I don't think that you're going to mess around with fam. never mess with family. And I think MVP is got what he deserved on Monday Night Raw, but I got a feeling that the last person is going to be laughing is Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, I believe so too.
I think so.
This whole Kofi Mania 2.0, whatever, I don't like it. I think this is just a filler spot for Bobby Lashley since Drew McIntyre is out doing his own thing right now, trying to get back into the championship picture. I think that's all it is just him taking his spot right now. That's all I see, because I don't see him doing anything to win this title and having another run at it.
Yeah. Yes, I agree with you there. But could something happen between the New Day? That's something that we could say for another day on that one. Also on the card is the Raw Women's Championship, Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. Listen, the crowd is back, yes, but who are they going to favor for, Rhea Ripley or Charlotte Flair? I mean, sometimes I'm confused as to what is the role of Rhea Ripley. Is she the good guy or she's the heel? I mean, look, she lost the match on Monday Night Raw and ended up attacking Charlotte Flair again and then runs away. Like, oh, you beat me, but bitch, I'm gonna hit you anyway, and I'm gonna leave. You know, like it's so like I don't understand that part.
I just feel like it's karma towards Charlotte Flair. You know, she's getting what she gives everybody else, and I think Rhea Ripley's just beating her at her own game, and Charlotte Flair's not liking it. So,
and my bad to Felix. He said Kofi was a good champion, but I don't want to see that again either. He agrees with you. Nobody wants to see that. But at the same time, I don't really feel the vibe with Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair, man.
I don't want to see that match either.
But I got a feeling that if you're going to start fresh with the new fans, Charlotte Flair needs to be the champion because she can connect better than Rhea Ripley.
How do you know that? We haven't given Ripley a chance to even connect with the fans.
Yo, she made herself disqualified the last pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? Look at the chain of events that's happening between them two alone. All right? It's just said, and Charlotte Flair said it already, that she respects her for the decisions that she made. She made a Charlotte Flair move. She knows, right? Charlotte Flair knows she cannot be defeated by Rhea Ripley. One-on-one, straight up, Charlotte Flair will defeat Rhea Ripley. It'll be like 2 WrestleManias ago where she took away the NXT title. She's going to take that Raw Women's Championship away from Rhea Ripley.
if she does, she's not going to hold it long.
No,
because you got that contract. Somebody's going to have that title. It's that contract. So if that,
I can tell you who.
but who you think
It's going to be Becky Lynch.
Nah, I doubt that.
I hope so.
I
really hope so. I'm dying to see Becky Lynch come back.
are you trying to speak it real on the HHW show right now?
Nope, I'm just trying to speak my mind and say, hey, I want Becky Lynch.
it is unreal to see if she ever got. Now, I could probably see.
Was that Becky Lynch? Was that Becky Lynch?
No, that's Alexa Bliss. I think she's coming at me, man.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, there it goes. The stuff that happens
Watch
when
that
we're
dog.
live. You know, this thing's break. What can we do? But I tell you, I want Becky Lynch to come back.
The
The lights are going off.
Oh, damn.
Hey, can you turn your camera a little bit over so we can see what's going on? So we can see what's going on in the background over there? Because
I think Lily is there somewhere.
I don't want to look in the mirror. Hey, fruitful thought here. Now we're going to be talking about the Money in the Bank update here. Is that I want you to look at this picture real quick, okay? What do you notice on this picture?
See Seth
Rollins.
Look at
Roman Reigns.
Look at the achievements they were in 2013. They were the new tag team champions. In 2014, he won the briefcase. 2015, he won the WWE Championship. In 2016, the same thing. And in 2018, he became the Intercontinental Champion. And in 2019, he defended that Universal title against AJ Styles. Okay. And that actually happened at the XL Center. Now, what could happen in 2021? Now we're going to go
again.
back to the theory that Hector was saying is, can it be that somehow Seth Rollins can be persuaded that if he wants a shot at the Universal Championship, he will have to qualify and get in to the Money in the Bank? And who other than Seth Rollins, maybe versus Cesaro, to get in that spot?
My God, that would be an awesome qualifying match right there. I mean, just to put the stamp on the match between these two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Seth Rollins did win at Hell in a Cell. So he has that leg up just a little bit. So
absolutely. And the more he'll get upset because of the fact, like, look, I ready to beat him. Why do I have to do it again? Right? Or they'd be like, look, we're just going to put you in the match like they did with Carmella.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's just a lot of scenarios. I mean, because we only know that Big E's the only one from SmackDown that's qualified so far. So we're going to see.
Yeah, that's right. As you can see here, Big E, we got Riddle, Ricochet, and John Morrison. Like, that's three from, well, and of course,
Drew.
Yeah, that guy.
Well, didn't Riddle
No, but Riddle was trying to qualify for Randy Orton.
Yeah, he didn't.
Right. So Drew McIntyre ended up winning, right? So if you got 4 superstars from Raw, are we going to have 3 additional superstars added from SmackDown to make it 8?
No, I think Raw will find 2 more people to qualify.
Or because SmackDown is depleted that much compared to Raw, we may see just maybe 1 more person.
Why not Damian Priest get a shot? Damian Priest can get a qualifying match, even though he was the last one to get eliminated in the Battle Royal.
Yeah, but that's on Raw, though.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Raw needs 1 more person.
No, they don't. You already got 4 in Raw.
Okay.
We need 1 more in SmackDown. We got Big E. Maybe Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn won his match over Kevin Owens.
Yeah. Sami Zayn could qualify. But
or are we going to push Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship against Apollo Crews?
Oh, no, I don't think that's...
I would like to see Sami Zayn shave and be like that guy we saw when he debuted WWE. Yeah. That's the guy I miss. I like when the crowd is singing his rhythm, his entrance song.
Yes,
that's what I miss, you know. But more to follow on that. More to follow. But here's my next topic. Are you ready?
Right.
And before we do it, let me catch up with some of the comments here by SCW Steve, the wrestling channel. Alexa and Obi Storyline is better booked than Alexa and Shayna Jackson.
That's definitely true. I'm tired of that storyline. That storyline just, to me, right now,
man,
has no meaning.
Am I being roasted today? I mean,
yes.
Look, I know we're close to 2 years being on the show here, but damn. Also, Sami Zayn or KO to join on SmackDown. Who is your pick in the last man standing match? I'm going for Sami to somehow get the win. I concur with you. And the only reason why is that Kevin Owens supposedly is supposed to have a long break. Yeah. So I don't know if they called an audible and stuff like that. But I still feel Sami Zayn has a lot to offer more than Kevin Owens. You know, Kevin Owens had his show the whole entire throughout the pandemic. Really, he's been going nonstop compared to Sami Zayn. So my guess would be Sami Zayn. Frank, you disagree?
Yes, I do, and no, I don't. And here I go with why I do and I don't. Okay, do I think Sami Zayn's going to get the win? Yes. Okay, but I would prefer to have KO just for the fact that I'm tired of hearing Sami's stupid storyline of this conspiracy.
Why? There is a conspiracy.
I know. I'm tired of hearing it. Why? I'm tired. Prove the conspiracy completely. He hasn't proved it completely. Prove it to me. You don't know the conspiracy? No, the conspiracy, there's a lot of superstars leaving WWE. They're getting fired. That's a conspiracy. That's part of business.
Now even the writers are leaving.
That's part of business.
And who's producing? I need to know.
That's part of business.
We got people getting jobs that don't even know anything about wrestling.
But you want to know why? You want to know why there's people getting jobs?
Why? Why?
Because there's people looking for jobs and the rest of the people are staying home collecting a check. But you could hear about that on Speaking It Real.
Oh.
Ooh.
All right, fair enough.
Look,
Speaking of real, coming up at 9 o'clock after this show, but all right.
You want this conspiracy thing to end, and Sami Zayn has to beat Kevin Owens, so he can no longer say it's a conspiracy.
No, he needs to be a champion. That's the only way that it's gonna go away.
Yeah, but I think.
But he held the title already again.
But
And
it was
still,
a conspiracy because he lost the title because he didn't lose it the way he wanted to lose it. Meaning he didn't want to lose it at all.
Well, he should have wrestled then.
That he should have wrestled better.
Well, speaking about wrestling better, there is a saying about when we're kids, like, who do we look up to? Okay, who do we look up to? Do you have a favorite superhero, Hector? Who was your superhero when you was a child?
Oh, my favorite superhero was Batman.
Batman.
And I figure, and the reason I say Batman is because I feel like there was a lot of things that I could relate to the character itself, not Bruce Wayne, but Batman himself when he's covered, being that vigilante, being a loner, and just the dealing with his own issues, his own way without having anybody wanting to help, wanting anybody's help, so I kind of relate to that, growing up as a kid. And so, he didn't have nothing special about him. He was just a person with anger issues and something I dealt with when I was growing up.
Okay. What about you, Frank? Who's your superhero?
I wanted to be Superman. I could fly. I could see through things.
I agree with you there. Superman was big in the 80s, and I always thought Superman was better than Batman until the last movie. And then Batman proved me wrong.
He laid the smack it down on him. There was no conspiracy there.
But look, man, superheroes promote well-intentioned messages about standing up for peers and protecting others. Also, kids can learn more about courage, self-sacrifice, self-control, and willpower. And I think that this is the next superhero that's going to bring it to the table here. And it's no other than Nikki Cross turning into Nikki Ash. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't mind a superhero. But what I don't like is the name Ash. Okay? That doesn't sound right. No superheroes have the name Ash. That's like talking about ashiness. Your body's ashy. You need to slap some lotion on you or something. I don't know. That's my way of thinking. I don't know. Ash could rhyme with ass. You know what I mean?
That's what I thought.
Nikki Ash?
That's the first thing I thought she said. I was like, whoa, hold on here. Time out. I got to hear this again. Let me put the captioning on my TV and make sure I didn't hear that, right?
You captain said ass?
If she's ashy, I got some Vaseline for her.
Oh, my God. Indeed.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, the whole...
but a lot of people are disliking it. And one of them, Frank, we had this discussion earlier before the show. You dislike this idea. Please elaborate with us and tell us. Speaking it real here, tell us why you dislike it. Don't try to talk out of it either.
No. I just don't see her as the superhero type. You see somebody that's been running around like a crazy person, around the ring. Yeah. Pumping your chest and, just running around, just making a muck. And now all of a sudden she's gonna become a superhero. I mean, check out out of everyone that she's been with, So
right, she was Insanity, excuse me. And then she had that duel with Alexa
Felix,
Bliss, right?
Yes.
She was never with Felix. None whatsoever.
No. But I was just saying, have Felix. There you go.
Yeah,
Felix said it perfect.
Well, it stands for another superhero. I caught the.
I feel like the only superhero gimmick that worked was the Hurricane.
Right, but there's nothing wrong with superheroes. Look, your audience is not just adults. Let's put it that way. You still got kids that are looking up to their superstars, right? So why not have a superhero like Nikki Cross to make that statement? As they said, not sure about the name either. Guess WWE couldn't have two wrestlers with the name Cross on the roster. That's a given point there because during the WWE main event, we had Karrion Kross and Bronson Reed. They made their debut on there, and soon they will be on the main roster. So that could be a possibility, right? And you may be right, but this costume stuff, look, maybe a different look of a superhero could be good, because if you watch The Incredibles, they don't have capes behind them because something bad might happen, right?
Didn't Molly Holly was a superhero at one time?
Yes.
She was a superhero, right? She wore the cape and the mask.
Yes,
also.
she was hanging out with Hurricane.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look at that though. I mean, it's not wrong. I like it. I'm down with it. And besides, this week, as a matter of fact, was it last week or anytime, sometime in the past, they made that trademark to where Nikki Ash may be approved and might see that name changed to that, as well as another one here. Corbin. Corbin's name is going to be changed to Happy. Man, what's up with your damn phone, man?
He's got that ring.
Yeah, he got that ring, all right. No, but actually, hold on for a second because Steve says Nikki with Hurricane and Mike Molly cameo will be fun to get the gimmick over.
Yeah,
Nikki
with a Mighty Holly.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I like that. That's not a bad idea. Bring out some more superheroes. Matter of fact, bring in those the X-Men factors and everything else. Shoot, turn WWE into some action figures, and then they just go at it. No,
Yeah,
no whatsoever.
The WWE version of the Avengers going on or something?
Why not?
You're gonna have
Okay, maybe not. Maybe it's too far. Maybe
you're gonna have somebody snap their fingers and they're all gonna dust away. I don't know.
If Alexa Bliss could do it, she'll make you bleed. She'll make you bleed through the mouth, all black and everything. Maybe that's it. Nikki Cross versus Alexa Bliss for SummerSlam.
Okay.
Superhero versus the villain.
Dun, dun, dun.
I just imagine that happens, but hey,
there'll be a conspiracy.
It'll be a conspiracy. But hey, this was looking at Money Back for the women's division. We have Carmella, who did not have to wrestle her way in there. Nikki Cross is there. Alexa Bliss, Naomi, and Asuka. But who else could join the party? These are the 4 lists of names that I have there. And I would like to let you guys hear me out here. Liv Morgan, Mandy Rose, Shayna Baszler, and Nia Jax. Either 2 out of those 4, or could we see somebody else that I did not mention to be involved in the Money in the Bank?
Sasha Banks.
Ding dong, Bailey.
Ooh, no, but Bailey will be having a match already. She'll be squaring off against Bianca Belair. Maybe.
I mean, she could always pull a double duty.
Yeah.
I mean, it has been known.
I don't know. But we need some help in the women's division because they look depleted right now, and I'll be seeing the same old people wrestling each time. Speaking of karaoke, I've been singing Pharaoh Happy all day since hearing those rumors with Happy Corbin. I would also like to show you, if you go on to hswshow.com, I even wrote an article about Happy Corbin in relations to Happy Gilmore. That was a movie back in 1996 where Adam Sandler was playing golf, trying to save, I think, his grandmother's house.
Yeah.
Right. And anyways, he's had to think of a happy place in order to play better. And the guy from The Price is Right was there whipping his ass. So that was a good movie, though. That's a classic, man. It's a classic. But going back to this, who do you think is going to be in there? You say Sasha Banks. You say Bailey. I'm going to say Liv Morgan and Shayna Baszler. Those 2 will be in this match.
Okay.
I mean, I would like to see Shayna Baszler get into the title scene, and have her be the Shayna Baszler of old, not this new soft Shayna Baszler that she gets her ass kicked all the time.
But look, if Carmella's there and and Liv Morgan got issues with Carmella, that makes sense for her to be in that ring. And then you have, the Doll's not in there, but Alexa Bliss being involved, why not either Nia Jax or Shayna Baszler or both? I don't know. It's hard to determine how many superstars will be in the ring, right? Whether it's going to be 6, 7, or 8, but it's going to be a great match. The thing is that could there be a big surprise? And if you guys say that Sasha Banks is going to be in it or Bayley, that could be the determining factor there.
Yeah, because I mean, if you put Shayna Baszler or Nia Jax in there, that's going to cancel. They're going to cancel out because of because of Alexa Bliss. She's going to cancel either one of them out.
Look, I'm going to tell you who's not going to win right now, and that's Asuka. Asuka will not win that ladder match because she did win it last year. I don't see her repeating herself again, right? But if you say Becky Lynch, I don't think this is the time for her to come back. I will wait till SummerSlam to make things interesting, right? Because it's going to be at Las Vegas, right? So
we're going to gamble that Becky will be in Las Vegas and not Money in the Bank.
Yeah, man. Everything happens at Vegas. You know that.
Yeah.
I mean, it will be a shock. It will be a shock that she does come back, surprise the audience, surprise the fans, win the Money in the Bank, get that title shot, because she never did really lose that belt anyway.
She never lost it. She gave it away.
So
she did not give it away.
She gave it away. I don't care what you tell me. Oh, Asuka won it because she won the Money in the Bank and blah, 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 blah. You know what? Listen, and she didn't protect herself. She would not gotten pregnant, all right? And she would have still fucking been champion. That's it. It is what it is. On that note, speaking it real.
All right, man. Well, you speak your ass away and do it real somewhere else. Yeah. But I'm going to speak. Hey, before you go, speaking it real, is that Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins did get married, man. They tied the knot, so congratulations to them. And hey, they're building the family. There's nothing wrong with that. But if she decides to come back, I think SummerSlam will be the perfect way to come back, because the WWE Universe will have her back upon her return. Frank, thank you for being with us. Good luck on your next show.
All
Speaking It Real starts at 9:00. Follow him on Facebook, Speaking It Real, on Twitter, and on the YouTube channel. So, hey, best of luck, Frank. I'll see you next week.
All right, later.
All right, man.
Bye.
And Speaking It Real, hey, look, please go ahead and visit hhwshow.com. And also, hey, if you follow me on YouTube, please subscribe. Let us know how we're doing. Leave your comments. You got questions, answers, whatever. Anything, we'll definitely put it on screen. We'll share with everybody else. But hey, awesome week. Like I said, Northeast Wrestling to the championship titles being defended at Money in the Bank. It's still a mystery of who's all the participants in the ladder match. This week is going to be fantastico. And at NXT, the Great American Bash is going to kick off this Tuesday, man. I can't wait.
You're right. I can't rule out what Frank said, because there was a time where The Undertaker had disappeared for a long time. Okay, nobody knew what his whereabouts is when he was going to make a comeback. And I live here in Waco, Texas, and we have the Heart of Texas Coliseum here where the WWE comes, on an annual basis. Well, nobody even here in Waco knew, but I was working the event, and The Undertaker made his presence. And it was wound up being told live on that Monday Night Raw, that following Monday, that Undertaker surprised the world by making his appearance in Waco, Texas. So, and nobody knew. This was a hush-hush thing. So with Becky Lynch coming back, it could be a big surprise. I mean, I'm hoping that this Money in the Bank is going to be a big thing, since now we got the crowd back, and I'm again, I can't stress how fantastic it is for me to be part of that, so to give the crowd something to be looking forward to, why not give us a surprise? And that would be a big surprise if she was just to show up, even if she didn't win it, but just to be a surprise. That will be awesome to see.
You'll definitely get your money's worth on that.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Other rumors speculate also that John Cena may make his presence.
Mm-hmm.
I feel as though they need to keep that under wraps and not say nothing.
Right.
I know WWE has a habit of announcing ahead of time, hey, John Cena is coming. I don't want to know when John Cena is coming. Everyone wants to ask. Even he's, doing F9 or, doing interviews about the movie, and people are always asking, "Hey, when you coming back? When you coming back? When you coming back? What's this?" He did say he's coming back, and
Now-
if you look at his body language, it seemed like it's not anytime soon. But he did say he will be back.
Now, my question to you is, when he comes back, would it be SmackDown or Raw? Would
If
that,
he's on SmackDown, I'd rather see him as a heel.
because now does that mean because we got Edge on SmackDown, so we're gonna load up SmackDown with another superstar? You see what I'm saying? Because
Right.
Raw really needs the help.
I don't think, I think the help is that John Cena is more known for the WWE Championship, and if his purpose is to come back, it'll be for the WWE Championship and be the 17-time break the record. It's already done and over with. Ric Flair will be happy for it. It doesn't matter. He deserves it. He is the #1 WWE superstar. He is the GOAT of WWE. And what everyone says and debates and everything else, look, this guy's made more money for the WWE than any other superstar. All right. You think about it. How long did The Rock be there? How long did Stone Cold was there? How long did any other superstars compare to John Cena? John Cena has been bent over backwards, everything, you name it. He scratched his way all the way to the top, and you can't dismiss the success that he's had. That's why he is the 16-time champion. That's why Triple H is not. Randy Orton is a 14-time champion. Will he go ahead and break the record? You know what I mean? They both deserve it. Don't get me wrong. But if you're already at 16, make it 17. You know what I mean? Because look, in the future, when you have a superstar who's doing the same thing and they reach up to that number, you want them to be talking about Triple H, Randy Orton when they're retired, right? When they hit that 16 mark, you want them to talk about Ric Flair. When you hit that 17, you want people to still talk about John Cena. And then you make your path like, yeah, that's right. I climbed. I did what I had to do. You want to always talk about history.
So let me ask you this: if they allow Cena to break Ric Flair's record, do you feel that John Cena will be the greatest over Ric Flair in ring? Because in my opinion, no. Because when I think about championships, I'm going to still think about Ric Flair. You see, because Ric Flair has traveled around the world, different organizations, and he's won titles everywhere he's gone, where John Cena was just in one organization. Now it's not his fault, but, he could have jumped ship and went to WCW. He could have gone AEW. He could have done whatever he wanted. New Japan, Ring of Honor.
He stayed loyal to WWE. He
did.
stayed loyal to Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
Right.
But now, but it's not saying that Ric Flair wasn't loyal where he was at.
Ric Flair was loyal to Vince McMahon. He had an option to go anywhere else too. He decided that no, he didn't want to betray that, and he said that in his documentary, and I believe it. Amongst other things that he has said. But I think, and hopefully not anytime soon. I know in life we all perish. You know what I mean? And I think that if Ric Flair, when that time comes, it's gonna make a big hole on Earth. Because you're right, he is known everywhere, from the hip hop industry to every genre of music to like sports. I mean, look, he was at Fenway Park giving away a championship belt to Dustin Pedroia. You know what I mean? That he has a lot to give. He's given a lot. Let's put it that way. And that's gonna be a big hole. I don't think anyone's better than Ric Flair, man.
And see, I think that could be a conversation for later on, because a lot of people will say Hulk Hogan is going to be when you think about wrestling, people are going to say Hulk Hogan. Some people will say Ric Flair. But then you got the younger generation that's going to say, well, John Cena. You see what I'm saying? Or could somebody like a Stone Cold be in that mix who never held as many titles as all three of these guys? When you think about wrestling, who is the first wrestler that comes to your mind that stands above them all? And I think that's a good conversation to have later on.
You're absolutely right.
Get our fans involved.
A lot of people are going to debate on that, right?
Yeah.
Just like today's topic was about who is the GOAT of the tag team. And the people are saying a New Day, right? Now, I don't know how that worked with Peacock and everything else to say that the New Day is the #1 tag team. They're the greatest of all time. And I have to disagree. And I'm going to elaborate what you had told me earlier, because I totally agree on you on one perspective. How many tag teams were there during that time that the New Day became 11-time? And they didn't earn the 11-time champion. Let me tell you that right now. They still, in my books, 10 because they switched brands. They switched belts. Okay? So I initially said that the Road Warriors or / the Legion of Doom are the greatest of all time tag team. We had this tag team turmoil. We had these tournaments. And even though we had a special guest, Tito Santana, when he represented Strikeforce, right? Without a doubt, we were like, hey, man, you on our show, you win, man. You my champion, right? But let's look at this in reality here. You know, I believe that when you had Christian and Edge together, when they defeated in that triple threat match against the Hardy Boys, against Bubba Ray and what's his name?
The Dudley Boys.
The Dudley Boys, right? That's a signature that out of those three, it could be an argument, but Edge and Christian's got to be the top. And if you don't put them on top, I don't know what if. What is the biggest thing that you see on WrestleMania? Every time, every year, when we talk about WrestleMania, the highlights, you see Edge jumping off the ladder and speared Jeff Hardy in the air. You know, who else could do what they have done in that ring as a tag team?
And I will ask the audience that listens to our show, what do you base your facts on as far as the greatest tag team? Is it the amount of titles that they held, or the in-ring performances that they've had, the wins versus their losses against the tag teams that they face? Because you're right, the Legion of Doom. Okay, I mean, I know there's probably a lot of viewers of ours that are younger than us that probably don't know about the Legion of Doom, but they've wrestled against some of the greatest tag teams out there, or even people who put together like Luger and Sting, and they defeated every single team that they would face. Now, granted, they didn't have a lot of tag team reigns as champions, but when they got in that ring, they were a force to be reckoned with, and tag teams were afraid of them, and they didn't want to have nothing to do with them. Harlem Heat, Demolition, the Hart Foundation, okay, Sting and Luger, like I said, anybody you put together as a tag team feared the Road Warriors. So you have to take that in consideration when you talk about who is the greatest tag team of all time, because I guarantee you put the New Day in there with the Road Warriors in their prime.
Hold on. I gotta stop you right there. If the Road Warriors or Legion of Doom, however you want to pick, all right, if they were to face the New Day, it'll be 5 times worse when Kofi Kingston went against Brock Lesnar and won in 8 seconds.
Yeah, I agree.
Guaranteed.
I agree. The New Day would not be able to take on a prime, fresh Road Warrior team in their prime.
The Dudley Boys will handle the punishment of the Road Warriors.
They'll take that punishment, but
they'll take the punishment.
They'll take the punishment.
They will go through tables and ladders and chairs and everything else you give them.
Yeah, and I get it. Every tag team comes from different generations, different eras. I get that. So you could argue, okay, well, they're the best of this era, but are they the greatest of all time?
No, they did say WWE history, but I'm gonna tell you right now, they still ain't. In my opinion, I don't look. I acknowledge them as one of the best tag teams in WWE history, but I'm not ready to crown them as number one.
No, I agree.
Because they didn't have defeated. Look, they got a lot of matches, but there's a lot of repeated matches.
Yes, and that's the thing. That's the thing.
A lot of repeated. How many times do they have to wrestle the Usos?
Right.
Or the Bar?
Right.
Or anyone else in that matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's the reason why they won multiple titles.
Yes.
But there weren't that many. The B team? Really? Come on.
Rah.
No.
But you're right. You know, when you're having rematch after rematch after rematch, I mean, if you and I wrestled 16 times and I beat you 9 and you beat me 7, does that mean I'm better than you? I mean, we've wrestled too many times.
9.
But still, I mean, because you think about
who got 9?
Me, and you got 7.
I'm still better.
But see, that's what I'm saying. There could still be an argument that you're still the better wrestler, even
absolutely.
Though because you probably held more titles than I have, but I beat you more times. That doesn't matter, So you could look at it different variables, and if the listeners want to chime in and give us their opinions, we respect your answer. We're not going to say that you're wrong. It's just I don't feel that the New Day is the best tag team of all times.
All right, same here. And again, they're one of the best.
Yeah,
but I'm not ready to crown them as number one.
Right.
But you can listen in and follow us on hhwshow.com. You can also follow us on YouTube, subscribe, let us know how you feel. Also follow us on Facebook. And let me go ahead and put our names on here real quick. You can follow us on Twitter. All right. On Twitter, I'm Obi. Hey, there we go.
There we go.
There we go. There we go. I'm Obi_HHW Show. And we got at Hector
VJR
1974. Man, are you keep changing your name or something?
No, that's the latest one.
That's the latest one.
That's the latest.
Okay. The latest of the greatest.
Latest of the greatest.
Woo! Anyhow, hey, thank you for listening. Again, next Tuesday we'll start back our normal days, really Tuesday nights, 8:00 Eastern time. Also, again, follow us on hhwshow.com. On behalf of Clovercrest Media, the CMG Sports Network, Hector, Frank, and myself, thank you for watching. Take care, everyone.
And everyone have a safe 4th of July.
Yes, safe 4th of July. And hold on, next week, we're going to start doing highlights. No, actually, July 16th. Whatever that week is, it's our anniversary, man. HHW Show anniversary.
We're not going to sing that song, right? It's our anniversary.
Really? Look, Steve already told us not to be singing, man. He was being polite. And there you go. I'm out of here. See ya.